We've received a handful of messages about recent events here, so I thought I may address some things as best as I can, which probably is not that great, but here we go. About a week ago, there was a general overall uneasiness here in town. Dozens of tortilla shops closed one afternoon, which is the U.S. version of if every Starbucks in your town closed for the day. And that caused some panic with the locals. Along with that, something happened in a Modelorama, which is like a 7-Eleven store here. Possibly a fire started on the inside on purpose. And there was word that a combi, bus, and a taxi were burned too. Some or all of this is true. That Modelorama has been closed the past week. There were rumors about 7 p.m. or a 10 p.m. curfew and gasoline stations closing down in town. These seem to be straight rumors that are not true. But the gas stations were packed with long lines for a day due to the fear that they were indeed closing. Allie and I were in Centro most evenings last week, and we were even eating dinner one night, and we first got a message from someone asking what was going on. And although things were slow for about 2 nights, there were still restaurants and bars and street vendors and tourists out walking around. We felt perfectly safe. No doubt some things happened last week, and a lot of people definitely were concerned. There was some coverage about these events, so you can read a little about what occurred through El Universal, Reforma, or Mexico News Daily online. Enough news was made about things going on here that the mayor made a few announcements regarding it. And just talking about it makes everyone a little uneasy. I can totally understand why, and I can understand why someone visiting may be concerned also. The mayor stated in his messages that he was diligently working with the attorneys general and the police and the National Guard to ensure Zihua remains safe, and he directly addressed the false rumor of gas stations being closed or closing down. So I'll give my feelings about what happened and try to reassure everyone that's concerned that all is okay. It's a bit disappointing to me because, anytime I travel to countries like Honduras or El Salvador or Cuba or even living here in Mexico, I know that the people there are totally aware of the reputation of their countries. They're not blind to it. They want to change that reputation, but change obviously doesn't happen overnight. And I don't want to help perpetuate this reputation and put a negative spotlight on Zihua for sure. From what I understand, there are maybe protection payments that are done to ensure safe transportation, and it's possible those fees were, there was an increase recently, and that caused some disruption in service. An agreement on the payments didn't occur, so some businesses were told to close their doors and until an agreement was made, and those businesses were these tortilla shops. And then what follows is fear and rumors. You may be able to tell I'm not super comfortable discussing as well publicly, and if you're out in public on the streets and you're talking to someone, a lot of times they start kind of talking like this because just everyone's a little uneasy talking about it, but for me mostly it's because I don't want to make things worse or spread false information. But again, I don't want to hurt the city of Zihua. For everything that does frustrate me about Zihua, there are 5 things that frustrate me about living in Seattle or my beloved Tennessee. So, like everyone else in Zihua, we don't want negative coverage to damage the reputation of the town as a safe place to visit, which I believe it is. I don't understand how the Russian mafia works in Seattle, but I know there is one. I'm not sure about JFK and the Kennedy family's relationship to the Chicago mob, or Trump's ties to the mafia in New York and the other crime families there. And I don't know how any of it works here. I've watched Narcos. I don't understand it. But I think in all cases, the average person has nothing to worry about. Any more so than, doing your day-to-day routine, driving a car, or going into a grocery store, eating out. Allie and I feel safer here than we do in the United States. We don't live in fear in the U.S. either, but that's how we feel. Perception is reality, and crime stats don't matter if your mind is made up on what your reality is. Our reality is that we're safe doing the daily things that we do here, and we're very comfortable having friends and family visit and feel that they're going to be perfectly fine going to the beach and going out to dinner and doing regular tourist things. I will say that that every Sanka, the Sankas, the long-term Zihua, or the long-term Zihua citizens, it's important to them that tourists and expats feel welcome and they feel safe here. And most people have a lot of faith in the current mayor to continue to improve the city and keep everyone safe, locals and tourists. So in conclusion, please visit Zihua. It's all good. I promise, I guarantee that you're going to have a great time. All right, thanks for watching.